Right. Before we dive in, a quick reminder this podcast is for educational and entertainment purposes only. Nothing I share is personalized financial, legal, or tax advice. Yes, I'm a financial advisor, but I'm not your financial advisor unless we sign paperwork. So please take what's useful, toss what's not, and talk to a qualified professional before making big money moves. So the first time I sent money to help a family member, I was actually in Iraq making tax-free money and actually making money, real money for the first time. I felt proud. Like, look at me. I'm living proof that my family sacrifices were really worth it. But the 10th time I received a request, I'm not gonna lie, I felt a little stressed. That pride turned to pressure really quick. If you ever opened your banking app and thought, am I saving for myself or just working for everyone else? This episode is for you. Welcome back to the Financial Engineer Podcast, where we help first gen West African professionals in STEM and healthcare build wealth systems that actually work in real life. I'm your host, Chukwudi Orai. Just call me Chudy. Today's topic hits close to home, literally. We're talking about first gen pros and how they handle the emotional, cultural, financial weight of sending money back home. Because let's be honest, for many of us, these remittances aren't optional. They're part of our family contract, whether that was ever spoken of or not. But back to my story. I still remember wiring home that money for the first time. It was $10,000, probably 10 times more than anything I've ever sent. But for my family member, it was like winning the lottery. They fallen sick and weren't able to work their full-time job anymore. So the pride I felt in that moment was unmatched. Finally, I was a success story, or at least I felt like one. But over time, those transfers went from occasional gifts to line items on my budget. And that sucked. Every request felt heavier. School fees for one, hospital bills for another, emergencies that really didn't always seem like emergencies, but you have to help, quote unquote. And while I love my family, I started asking myself, when do I get to breathe again? If you've been there, you know about this guilt spiral, I call it. You love your family, but you also are trying to figure out how to build your own future. So let's break this down. This is bigger than dollar and cents. It's about identity, pride, obligation, all tangled up together. There's a quiet shame in saying no that you feel sometimes. There's fears of being seen as selfish. There's pressures to make it in America and be proof of success. But often it looks like money leaving your bank account. But why? And yet, without boundaries, that giving cash can crush you. I've seen high income earners with zero in retirement savings because essentially they're their family's 401k. No judgment, this is just facts. So here's the hard truth. Sending money home with no structure is a short-term solution that creates long-term problems. Stats say in 2023, Nigerians in the diaspora sent over 20 billion back home. That is massive, man. But for many of the senders, are they really sacrificing their future? We're building safety nets for families while neglecting our own parachute. That's what we're doing. And listen, I get it. I've done it. I've been there. That's why I'm telling you that there's a better way to do this. You got to create a system. I approach money like an engineer. If something or feels chaotic, it's because there's no system in place. So here's a 4-step framework to bring order and peace to your remittances. One, set a budget. Decide a fixed percentage or a certain amount that you want to send home every month, every quarter, etc. Treat it like a bill. So not an emotional reaction. Two, automate those said transfers. Using platforms like Wise or Remitly, especially Remitly for Western Africa. Automating removes the decision fatigue and the drama. Even right now, I send, a certain amount every month in using Remitly. I don't think about it. I already know how it's going to go out. It's already been planned, so there's no surprises. build your own financial foundation first. You can't pour from an empty cup. So that's why you need to also prioritize your own investments. And the last step in the framework is communicate boundaries. Have that honest conversation with your family. Tell them this is what I can do sustainably. It's sustainable. You'll be surprised how much respect you gain when you're clear about your intent. Now that mindset shift that needs to be had. Boundaries don't mean I don't love you or you love your family less. Boundaries mean you love them and yourself enough to create stability. Remember, generational wealth isn't built by giving until you're broke. It's built through strategy, investments, and structure. Think of it this way: by securing your own future, you're not abandoning your family, you're building a leverage to help them more in the future and longer. I worked with a client who was sending 40% of her income home, which is ridiculous. And no wonder she felt stuck. Together, we created a remittance plan, one providing clarity in her budget, what was actually going out, coming up with something she can actually sustain, automating that, and relocating her other investments. She didn't stop helping her family. She just started helping herself too. A year later, Ada was not only less stressed, she was also on track to purchase her first home. So this isn't about saying no forever. Again, it's about saying yes in a way that doesn't destroy you. If this episode hit home, please share with a fellow first generation professional who's also carrying the weight of the family expectation. Let them know they're not alone. And if you're ready to build your own system that works, you can contact me at lampadosfinancial.com or DM me at lampados_financial_group on Instagram. Let's design a plan that brings peace of mind and impact. In closing, you're not selfish for wanting security. You're not greedy for saving. You're building a stronger foundation, man, for yourself, for your kids, and for your community. That's what legacy really is. So thanks again for tuning in to the Financial Engineer Podcast. I'm Chudy, and I'll see you next episode. Peace.